international career.
We done it, I'm all night. No,
Yeah.
now we are ramp with it.
Yeah, that's his
Me want the confidence I'm all night.
Of course.
If me have that confidence, nobody can
No,
stop
for
me.
sure. And you look, and that goal that I saw, it started from.
And them know your reaction.
People, you would have seen, yeah, you would have seen my reaction. Insane. Welcome, sports fans. Welcome back to another episode. I'm your host, Joe Mar.
I am Rush.
And this is This or That Sports TV, the place you guys come to get the best, most interesting and riveting sports topics, discussions, and debates on the internet.
Yes, people. Bro, the people most glad to see me. You know, back in our studio, back together again.
No more, first of all, wipe on the back together again.
What's wrong with you, dude? What is wrong with you?
Alright, me I go lefty. Yeah, I'm more mature than that. We're
We're
mature.
We're working right now.
Yeah,
What's wrong with this guy?
Can't with the unprofessional business. Anyways, people, as you can see, back in the studio, you get me? I say, well, different vibes. I'm more casual vibes. We're on a desk or nothing like that. We just have a done reason, you know?
Yeah. But today, bro, we're going to, give this is our official match review. Jamaica versus Suriname, the return fixture in the National Stadium. Nations League. Let's talk about it, bro. First of all, before we go into the game, let's talk about all the, behind the scenes issues. So, Dalton Wint resigned the day before the game.
Well, Dalton Wint was said set him to resign.
Yeah,
it's not official.
He gave his word. He gave his word.
Yeah, and then we heard that the game was going to be played. In my honest opinion, I wasn't sure that nobody would have shown up until I saw the players coming out to walk the field. And I was pleasantly surprised to see everybody walk the field except Leon Bailey. Leon Bailey was the only person that wasn't there at the beginning of the game. Everybody was there except Andre Blake and Leon Bailey. So I was happy to see the full contingency of players. I saw Orlando Irons in the stadium, seeing Omar Bell, seeing Ravel Morrison, seeing Jamal Lowe. And we were there, we interacted with them and they seemed ready to go. They came and walked the field. That was something that we weren't seeing at the end of the World Cup qualifiers.
Yeah. Question, bro.
If you remember we weren't seeing that at the end of the World Cup qualifiers. All the English-based players were on the field. Yeah,
and that came across, a little way. But I want to know this. Inside the National Stadium, I wasn't there. You were there. Was there any signs of, tension? Players not, looking super focused, not interacting with anybody, or it just looked like another day on the pitch?
Initially, my views, from my perception, the warm-ups didn't look as intense as the warm-ups I'm used to seeing. But besides that, those guys looked ready to go. Damian Lowe seemed focused, but he didn't seem anxious or nervous. They all seemed ready. And it showed on the field. There was no animosity between the players or the coaching staff. There was, however, animosity between the delegation or the administration and the players after the game.
Yeah.
Damian Lowe had a falling out with somebody who was a member of the JFF administration. I'm not personally aware of who exactly it was, but I know there were a few administrative personnel there, and one was telling Damian Lowe something, and Damian Lowe was like, don't talk to me that way or whatever.
Yeah.
There was a rift going on, so there's definitely tension between the administration and the players, but the players are in unison with the coaching staff, and everything seems copacetic in that regard.
Yeah, and I feel like the big reason, I was wondering if the game was going to play it, because you wasn't sure. I was a little bit sure than you were, just because I know that these guys, they are proud of their country. They want to represent the people. They understand that they're not representing the JFF or either Jamaica. Yeah. A lot of people want to see them play. So because that gave me a little bit of confidence to think that this game would go on. Like probably things wouldn't get sorted, but the game would go on. And the game did go on. Let's talk about the game a little bit. What are your thoughts on the overall game, bro?
Alright, so I am one who believes that Suriname is not a team to be underestimated, right? Or Suriname is not a team.
Oh, it's my turn, by the way. No, last video you say you told me so, this video I told you so, bro. With a better team, we are going to beat Suriname. I said it, but carry on with it.
I didn't say we weren't going to beat Suriname.
No, you said regardless of the team that we have, it's going to turn out with a draw. I told you that.
No, we never made score predictions. We never made score predictions for this match in national.
Listen up.
I still think the first match will be a draw.
Listen up.
Regardless of who's on the
I
field.
said that.
Yeah.
Getting back Ravel, getting Shamani Kasi, getting all those guys, we would have beat we would have beaten Suriname. I don't care where we are, we could have been on the moon, brother. We would have beat Suriname with a better team, but carry on.
Yeah, so as I was saying, I'm of the belief that Suriname is not a team to be underestimated or demeaned in the scheme of CONCACAF. I do believe that they have talented players and they have a good system and they're coached well. So although people might try to diminish what we did against Suriname, I don't think that is an indictment on Suriname's lack of quality. I just think that we went out and we were organized, and we played up to our ability. And I think if we play the ball in that manner that we played Suriname and beat them 3-1, we can go head to head with any nation in CONCACAF. Because we finally played up to the talent that we have, bro.
Yeah, this was Paula's best game. Albeit, I'd say probably the weakest opposition, not probably, the weakest opposition he's played thus far. It is the best game. It's the best football I've seen Jamaica played in a while. I'm trying to read into it, but not too much because of the opposition. And yes, Suriname is an improving team. And what are they? 141 or somewhere around the 140? Around that area.
That's not indicative of.
That doesn't really reflect their true ability. But I'm still excited. I'm still, I want to see more from the Reggae boys. We start on the game that we played in the National Stadium. We started slow.
Yeah,
Suriname was on us.
Slowly.
But once we got our foot in the game, bro, it was over.
Yeah.
And
as I said, our talent eventually overwhelmed them because we weren't putting crazy passes together or anything like that. But our talent ultimately overwhelmed them. But as I said, Suriname is not to be underestimated. Like, they have good players, good defenders, a good midfield, but we were just too good. Shamar Nicholson is a top quality player who plays in a top quality league, and Ravel Morrison is one of the best championship players in my opinion. And I think Ravel Morrison can well and may well be a Premier League player by default. So we really did have the quality and we overpowered them,
And I feel like they ran out of steam also.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's
quick turnaround game.
They did as much as they could with the circumstances. Like, they had a very good midfielder, good defenders, but I think ultimately we were more rested because most of our players did not play in the last game.
Yeah. So. Also, something we said in our preview. Let's talk about it. Will this moment be the moment where it all clicks for Jamaica? Will this be the moment, the turnaround moment, the turning point, where we kick on from here? And it could be, bro. Dominant performance in National Stadium, everybody.
Because even though we garnered a result against, say, a team like Honduras, right? And we didn't play poorly against Costa Rica. Those games, like, even though we got a result, those games weren't necessarily. We didn't look as fluid as we did now. We didn't look as organized, and the players, because that's the biggest thing, bro. How the players as individuals played. Because even in the Gold Cup, with the same individual players, they did not look as good as they did.
True.
And Shamar Nicholson, since last summer, is a different player right now. He's way more mature, and he didn't have the greatest of games.
Still managed to get an assist.
He's way more mature. You see it. Jamal Lowe, he wasn't a part of that Gold Cup squad. I can never understand why.
Yeah.
He's good. I've always said Jamal Lowe is an outstanding player. He should perpetually be in the national program. And Ravel Morrison is a cut above. Ravel Morrison is one of CONCACAF's best players, and that's definitive, and he showed it there. Junior Flemmo, bro. He looks like a different player.
You want to do match ratings or you just want to talk about some standouts and some mentions?
We can do the match ratings.
So let's do the match ratings while they're on the play.
Let's get right into it.
I'm all night. Big bounce back performance.
Yeah, it's
a bounce back performance,
let's
bro.
not contextualize it in that matter, because you say bounce back performance as if he had a woeful game.
Yeah.
Which is not the case. Like, for the whole game, he made one mistake amidst an amazing, outstanding
again,
game.
Bro, the impact of the mistake.
Don't get me wrong, I never gave him a high match rating. But it's not a bounce back performance. He wasn't woeful in the other game. He made the worst mistake I've ever seen, but he had, besides that, a very outstanding game. We spoke to Warren Barrett about it, we spoke to him about it, and I told him before that point, you were definitely my man of the match. After the point, that's it for you.
Bro, you have some things in our football game we can wipe out everything we did before.
Of course, exactly, and that was one of those things. But I wouldn't necessarily consider it a bounce back game.
I would,
but he did have a good game,
and
I have to give Amal Knight a 7. Unfortunately, you can see it's not any fault of his, but a more than average game, a good game. He made a very good save that would have put them 1-0 up. That could have put us in trouble. Going down 1-0, he made a big save, and Amal Knight was solid all around, confident at his feet. and I'll give him a solid 7. Had he
Bro.
not conceded, it would have been an 8.
One thing you're forgetting. I used to confident at his feet, you know.
Yeah,
But hold on, I was on a live, and I said,
yeah.
the sheer God, the audacity to even
Audacity.
try that after making a mistake and causing us in the previous game.
Yeah, that's
I feel good. You know, everything I roll for you. You're on good form. Okay, you try that. Brother, right after making a mistake, and had they scored from that mistake, alright, if he made a mistake.
his international career.
We're done with I'm all night. No, we are ramp with it.
Yeah, that's his international
Me want the
career.
confidence I'm all night.
Of course.
If me have that confidence, nobody can
No,
stop
for
me.
sure. And you love that confidence in him because at the end of the day, he's human being. He made a terrible mistake. I personally, like, would that be a droppable mistake for me? Maybe. But
What? If he cost us a goal?
No, not. I'm talking about the goal that he cost us in Suriname. That most likely could probably be a droppable mistake. However, he can't put Hakeem Chambers in the goal.
Yeah.
So it had to be him again.
Yeah.
And to show that he had the confidence to really put on a show like that, you know, absolutely.
Good performance from Amal. I also give him a 7. Let's go with the left back, Amari Bell.
Amari Bell. I give Amari Bell a 6. You know, he wasn't great, he wasn't poor. You know, as I said, he's more technical than Greg Lee. Amari Bell reminds me of, he's closer to a Kemar Lawrence type of left back, which I personally prefer. Some people prefer Greg Lee, who's more powerful and stronger, but I like the technical wing backs, and I do believe that Amari Bell is good in that regard. He can, you know, he's skillful, he can pass well, he has good first touch, he can get in a good square. Not the greatest at game yesterday, but I do think he can go up and up and up.
Yeah, I agree with that. And one more thing, I want to see more from him. You know, you watch some players that you're like, not quite ready.
Yeah.
This is a player that, while he didn't have the best of games, you want to see more.
Yeah, for sure.
And that is when you know you have a good player in your hands. Amari Bell should be in the Reggae Boys squad going forward.
No doubt about
I also give him a 6 because I know that Amari Bell can do better, but it's definitely better than what we saw in the previous game from other left backs.
And he will be better.
Far.
And we've seen him be better when we last saw him.
Right.
So.
All right, let's go for who started on the left centre back. Richard King started there.
Richard King, you know, a good game. I have to give him a 7. You know, that goal that we conceded, I would have to pin most of the blame on Javier Brown. But
Richard King could have done better.
And I think Damien Lowe and Richard King were out of position on that goal.
I think most of Richard King.
Yeah.
I think most of Richard King, and his recovery was, I don't know why he looks so slow. I don't think Richard King is a slow player.
So, as I said, they were just caught out of position and shocked on the back foot, which is why I gave him a 7. You know, he was solid all around. He was moving the ball in midfield. He won the free kick that we scored the goal against. So he looked very confident in the midfield where he was making good passes, and defensively he was solid too.
Yeah.
Besides that one goal that I, as I said, people and chalking it down to a Javier Brown error. However, I do think our centre backs could have been in better position to cover for that goal, which is why I'm giving Richard King a 7. What do you think?
Yeah, earlier in the game they caused us some problems where our backline just look, you know, all over the place earlier in the game.
Yeah.
Richard King was a part of that backline. I'm going to go a little bit lower than you, but not quite smack on average. So I'm going to go 6.5. And they came off with that injury. That goal, I was watching the game and I'm like, all right, Richard King and Javier Brown, we don't have to talk better.
Yeah.
Me I go mark down Javier Brown feet, but Richard King, wish I did recover better. Wish I did in a position, and Damien Lowe flat.
Exactly.
Like, it never looked good. So 6.5, still, I'd say a little bit above average. Damien Lowe.
No. Yeah, the same 7. But Damien Lowe, I think
Captain's performance, bro.
I think a solid
Professional.
game, very professional game. Very professional game. Very aggressive as we're used to seeing. You know, very confident as we're used to seeing. You know, and he spoke about it like he's in good form right now, so he has the confidence to go forward and do what he wants to do. You know, so I like what I'm seeing from Damien Lowe, bro. And I just can imagine a Damien Lowe, Ethan Pinnock centre back here, and Ethan Pinnock with the left, Damien on the right side.
And one thing we pointed out a couple months ago, Damien Lowe is a leader, bro. I saw a leader on the pitch.
And off the pitch.
And off the pitch. I saw Damien Lowe with that armband. And you can talk a little bit of this because you were in the National Stadium and I saw a little bit of the clip where, you know, interviews were going on and players seemed to be all over the place, and he's like, yo, when I do the interview them, let's get this over with. Like, Damien Lowe is a leader, and maybe Damien Lowe should be the leader of this team.
Well, when we were doing
out and out.
When we were doing it, I did say between Liam Bailey and Damien Lowe, I think should be the captains of my team. Remember when we had that conversation?
Yeah.
I think either Liam Bailey, which would be future policy, but I do think Dembele is a very good leader now. But I do think as it relates to outright leaders in the national pool, it's Mariap and Damian Lowe are two best leaders on the team.
For sure. Alright, so I'm going to go 7 for Damian Lowe also. Javian Brown. Let me start this one. I think Javian Brown had a good game, Barring that early mistake, Javian Brown was getting up the pitch a lot. Almost replicated the goal that we scored. I don't know if you saw it. That they scored in Suriname where won the ball crossed again, but the only thing was that he didn't look up and he tried to play the exact ball across again to Junior Flemmo and they cut it out. But second half, I thought was really good from Javian Brown. First half, he was all over the place though. So I'm going to go 6.5. I don't know if you disagree with that, but
I disagree.
Decent game from Javian Brown for me.
I disagree with that 6.5. I don't think he got in. I don't think he made one successful square all game. And as a wing back, like you have to get squares. Like he kept getting down the field. As I said, at the point we began to overpower them, Ravel Morrison began pulling the purse strings of the whole game. And Javian Brown was getting his chance. He was overlapping behind Jamal Lowe, and his squares were being blocked. He tried them low and hard. They weren't getting into where they were supposed to be, and I think that's really his sole responsibility as an attacker. And as a defender now, in the first half, all the chances that Suriname were getting were coming from the right side. When you think about it, they weren't pressuring us from the left side. It was all from the right side. The save that Awan Knight had to make, it started from the right side. So I think Javian Brown had a lot to do with that. And then the all-important goal.
But poor positioning.
Yeah. So I'll have to go ahead and give Javian Brown a 5.5.
I understand the reasoning. Let's go in the midfield though. Lambert.
Alright, Lambert. I'll give Lambert a 6. I'll give him a 6.5. Yeah, I'll give Lambert a 6.5. I think he was a bit above average. I don't think there's anything special from him. But I don't think he was costly in this game. I don't think he made very many mistakes. So I didn't have an issue with Lambert. I still do believe that we need better at that position. However, this game wasn't a bad game from Lambert.
I'm going to disagree with you on this one, bro. I feel like Lambert was average at best. No, his best spell in the game was average. In the midfield, I thought that we needed more from him against a team that was sitting off us. Jamaica was playing a very high line. I needed to see more from our defensive midfielder. I needed to see way more. In the midfield, they were getting a lot of possession inside of our midfield, causing us a lot of problems. And we just never have any presence in there. I needed more. Yeah, right. Never did I get any help from Ravel, because Ravel did play almost looking like he was playing forward at one point. But I needed more from Lambert. His passing was sideways and backwards to me, from what I see from the TV, sideways and backwards. And him and Speedy basically did the same thing. Defensively, he was out of position a lot. Now his best spell in the game came when he went to centre back.
I think that was redeeming for him.
Yeah.
He didn't concede, and I think in the second half, we were solid at the back with Kevin Lambert playing at the left centre back position.
What he looked like to me was a centre back playing midfield. If I didn't know Lambert, and I was just watching this game, he looks like a centre back playing midfield.
Like a Michael.
And if that's what we're going to do, put Richard King there.
Yeah.
You get what I say so? But I'm going to give him a 6. Smack on average. Still, we won the game 2-1. We can't really give nobody under.
In considering the fact that Suriname really did pass the midfield in the first half, and that has to be because of his lack of ability to break down plays and to be aggressive and to do what he's supposed to do. So I understand what you're saying.
All right, let's go Speedy. I think this was one of Speedy's better game, to be honest. Speedy was just not losing the ball, playing a couple forward passes, half turns. Speedy was good for me, bro.
Yeah, as I was pretty solid. He was, as I said, he was making good thirds. He was his pass over to Ravel Morrison that led to the Junior Flemmo. That was one of the best passes of the game.
Bro, Speedy had a good game for Jamaica.
Like Iniesta, he got it right over the top and Ravel just got done. So I go ahead and give Speedy a 6.5. I don't think he was a 7. I still think he was lacking in creativity. His shooting is average. Like from that position, I want somebody who can take a potent shot at goal. People can literally give Devon Williams all the space in the world to run at you and kick a shot off.
No problem.
It's going to be a paper shot. I really, really want to see better. But solid game, 6.5.
Yeah, I agree. Smack 6.5, a little bit above average. Little bit better than Lambert, not quite the Ravel, not quite anybody else, and the 7s that way. If we are going to give a Damian Lowe a 7, we can't give Speedy a 7. Yeah. So I'm going to go a 6.5, even though I feel like he had a decent, too good game.
Well, for his standards, a very good game.
Yeah. Let's go Ravel Morrison. Some people's man of the match.
I have to give Ravel Morrison an 8.5, bro.
Have to be. It have to be. It have to be above 8, bro.
Yeah, Ravel Morrison at 8.5, you know, almost flawless. You know, I did see him make a few bad decisions in the game, but as our creative midfielder, we'll have to
make bad decisions.
Yeah, we have to expect him. And Ravel was just doing. There was this one pass he made outside of his foot, and it was like, yo, awesome. Crazy. Like, Ravel had an outstanding game. He was literally in control of the whole entire game. And as I said, the people who make the argument for him being the man of the match
can't fight.
Perfectly justified.
And one more thing to add to that, I share a lot of the sentiments that you have on Ravel Morrison right now. But one thing I have to add, bro, not a knock on Tariq Magee, but this is kind of what we want to see. I'm not expecting it to be a Ravel Morrison because you're not on that level. But when we're talking about a creative midfielder for Jamaica and the role that we want you to step into Tariq Magee, especially for the next cycle, this is what we're talking about.
And think about it, like Ravel Morrison is way better ball handler than Tariq Magee, and he doesn't handle the ball as much as Tariq Magee. Right?
Doesn't hold on to the ball
exactly.
as long.
So and when Ravel Morrison says he beats everybody.
Yep.
And he's way stronger than Tariq Magee. You know, he turns better than Tariq Magee. But yes, still Tariq Magee takes more touches than make sense.
But you see the lift that we get though when we play with a Tariq Magee versus a Ravel Morrison.
For sure.
You see the difference in the team.
Absolutely.
This is why we need quality. We need to call our quality players, bro. The players that are going to give us a lift and make a difference. Yeah. I'm going to agree with you at 8.5, and some people's man of the match. Is my joint man of the match, to be honest. We'll get to that player. Are we in the attacking line now? Let's go. Yeah. Junior Flemings.
Junior Flemings for me. You say giant man of the match.
Yeah, out and out.
Yeah, 9. Junior Fleming was a 9 for me. Now people are going to say I'm impulsive, but Junior Fleming was involved in all 3 goals.
All 3?
You know, and well, he was involved in two goals. Not the free kick was
the free kick was Richard King. Yeah, that's right.
So you know what? Consider it now. Yeah, I bring it back to 8.5. I bring it to 8.5.
That was 8.5.
Yeah. So yeah, they're both 8.5 for me. Junior Fleming, he was good in that. Ravel Morrison had more touches, Ravel Morrison had more control over the game, but Junior Fleming was almost flawless today,
bro.
Man.
Junior Fleming was our X factor, bro.
Yeah, he was almost flawless, yo. Every single touch he made was sharp, every single pass he made was the right one, and every single dribble, it seemed as though every single dribble he made was successful and purposeful, not to mention the goal that he scored. Right. And the third goal, which is probably the best goal I've seen by a Jamaica team, keep in mind I've seen Mikel Antonio from 30.
This is definitely one of the best teams.
Yeah, goals. And that goal that I saw, it started from Flemings.
I don't know your reaction.
People you would have seen, you would have seen my reaction. Insane. Junior Fleming driving, and because of how potent he's been all game, the Surinamese had to go with him when he drove. And it's a simple back heel to Ravel, and then Ravel played it through, and then Shamar Nicholson got. And Jamal would kind of dumb it too. Make it go past him to Bowser, and then Bowser. He took back at Jamal a bit too hard.
Yeah, I don't think that was the intended
But
pass,
when they grew up in England, that's how they pass the ball.
Yes,
they pass the ball hard, and Jamal just finished it. Yo,
brilliant.
Insane.
I'm not going to give another take. I'm going to add on it. This is a different Junior Flemings, bro. You would know before we will start YouTube. Junior Flemings has never been one of my favorite players. Remember when I beat Junior Flemings in the Gold Cup? I said, bro, go easy.
Yeah.
Junior Flemings have never been one of my favorite. Right now, Junior Flemings is one of my favorite reggae boys. And we were having him on the fringes of this squad.
Yeah.
Junior Flemings is a must start at this point.
I was having him, I think, in the 23, you know.
Yeah.
But not necessarily to be.
Not a sure starter.
Yeah.
What he's growing into, bro, Junior Flemings is improving. Decision making is improving,
and he looks
rapidly.
He looks stronger, and he
just a better football player.
For sure.
So let's go.
Europe definitely changing him for the better.
Jamal Lowe.
7.
I'm never give my Junior Flemings rating. We just give the take. 8.5. Joint man of the match with Ravel Morrison. 8.5.
Yeah.
Jamal Lowe.
7.5. I remember that he scored the goal. You know, Jamal Lowe, he can be better, but he was pretty solid to me. You know, he was pretty solid to me. He was there on the right side making things happen, you know, the interchange, you know, and him and Ravel have a good connection, and him and Bowser have a good connection. You know, I'm very excited. Please keep Jamal Lowe in the team. Now, Jamal Lowe deserves to be in this team. Jamal Lowe deserves to be in the top 15 within this rotation for sure. You know, some could say a sure start at any given day. But definitely at least 12, 13, 14 name on the roster for sure.
And to add on to that, for the system that Paul wants to play, Jamalo is, he fits the bill perfectly. A player like Liam Bailey, Bobby Reed, Jamalo, these are the players that you want as your ringers. Although Jamalo was playing wide, he caused them a lot of problems centrally.
Inside,
and where did he score his goal? In the 6-yard box.
As a number 9, basically.
These are the players that we want in the squad,
and that's the fluid system that Paul Hall is playing. We see him tinker with it defensively going from 5 to 4, but with the 3 up front, which is what we've been seeing him, whether it be 5-2 or 4-3-3, we've seen him go with the 3 at the front, where he has his 2 wingers play sometimes as cams.
And overlapping wing backs, whether we're 4 or 5.
Yeah, we see it. So
I feel like it was a seamless transition from Paul Hall to. I didn't think going from a 3 to 4 caused us many problems, albeit a weaker opposition.
Exactly, that's what I was going to say.
It worked.
So I'm not sure how the defense will be going forward. I personally want to see right-footed Damian Lowe beside of a left-footed Ethan Pinnock in a 4-4-2. I think we can really do. I think if we get a good central midfielder, that can really help. But if we don't get a good central midfielder, I don't mind playing 5. I don't mind playing 2 stoppers and a sweeper. Honestly, Damian Lowe can be my sweeper and have Ethan Pinnock at the left centre back, Richard King at the right, and have Ravel and
Daniel Johnson or another midfielder, Kevin Stewart.
Yeah,
there we go.
So I don't mind the 5. Like, keep the 5 is good for me. But if we're gonna have a good central defensive midfielder, i.e. Isaac Hayden,
To be honest, I don't mind both systems, and then depending on the opposition, because CONCACAF and the Caribbean, we have quality at the top, and then at the bottom it's so I don't want to see a 3 at the back against the Minnesota Caribbean CONCACAF football.
No, but even if we play the 3 at the back, bro, we can still use Richard King higher. So I don't mind 3 at
stepping
the back,
in the midfield,
which is why I kind of, if we're doing that, then I want Paul Hall to do that. I don't want to constantly be switching from the 4 to the 4 to the 5. I do believe that if we play with or even if we play with the 4-3-3, one of our centre backs who's going to play the 4-3-3 have to start at defensive midfielder for sure. I'm really open to Richard King being our defensive midfielder, even experimentally.
I hear you.
And the last one, Bowser,
bro, not his greatest game.
Yeah.
Bag and assist. We have to mark him up for that. Cause them problems essentially, but I realize, bro, every single time, they would have done their scouting report brilliantly. Whoever did that scouting report is awesome. Shema Nicholson got no space.
Yeah.
Every single time he received the ball to feet, there was a player in his back. No space. Speed is not one of his greatest attributes, but Shema Nicholson can turn him.
Yeah.
And once he's away. Didn't get the chance to turn. I feel like Suriname did well on him, and that caused him having an average game. So I'm going to give him a 6.5 for the fact that he got an assist. Not his greatest game, didn't back a goal, but still caused them problems. What do you get?
Yeah, same 6.5. I do think Suriname did, track him very well. However, he did show his class from time to time, managing to out-strength them, managing to get around them even though they were playing into him. The assists being a part of such a beautiful team goal, like, that's not even Shema Nicholson's assist. Yeah, that could very well be Junior Fleming's assist or Ravel Morrison's assist, so on and so forth. And it could have very well been Shema Nicholson's goal. Like, he was in prime position to kick the ball and net himself. So a beautiful all-round goal, and as I said, not the greatest again, but he wasn't terrible by any stretch of the imagination. That's 6.5 for me as well.
Alright, before we close it off, Paul Hall.
No man, but there were substitutions, man.
Liam Bailey come on half time.
Came on. Liam Bailey came on, he played full 45 minutes. Not great by Liam Bailey. Not great
losing
by
the ball
Bailey.
a lot.
Losing the ball. He wasn't impactful in this game at all. I have to give him a 5.5.
I give him a 5 to be honest. Wasn't great.
Yeah, he wasn't great.
But not much to say.
And as I said, there is controversy, or there is underlying influences why he was late to the game. So the fact that he did come based on what was going on personally, commendable to him. Because I heard about some stuff, I'm not going to report it. But he was late, as I said, he wasn't walking the field. And when everybody was on the bench, like when they came out for the national anthem, he came like after the anthem was sung. Like, so I guess he was running into the stadium late. He wasn't a part of warm-ups, he wasn't a part of anything like that. So that's why he didn't play. So he did his warm-up in the second half.
Understood.
Yeah, so he just changed and came out on the bench. He wasn't a part of warm-up or anything. Even the squad that JFF released, his name wasn't on it. The second squad.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so it's understandable why he didn't have his best game. And the other substitution was Rolando Arons. I'm happy that this man is making his debut, and he did show that he possesses good qualities.
That's a class, bro.
Yeah, man. So he has to be there. Rolando Arons definitely has to be there. I mean, if he's going to be, if the likes of Daniel Johnson and not Daniel Johnson, my bad, Daniel Green and so on and so forth is on the team, Rolando Aarons has to be here consistently. Like Rolando Aarons has to be on this team. Like, he shows class. He didn't get much time to show himself, you know.
Standard 6.
But yeah, a 6 from what he got. I spoke to him. He not off the record, but not on camera. He told me that he would do an interview for me on Tuesday when he scores, you know. And he told me that he would call Max.
All right. Kaim Paris. I think Paris came on.
Yeah, Kaim Paris.
Not with a lot of time.
Yeah. He came on
let's
very
not even grade that one.
Late. He came out with 10 minutes to go, so we can.
Finally, Paul
Hall, you know, amidst the circumstances, Paul Hall still managed to come out and do exactly what we
Topi came on to not with a lot of time, so we'll leave him rank that.
Yeah, so Paul Hall, you know, I had to say for this game an 8. Like a solid 8. A very well managed game. His substitutions were very good. His decision to
the King substitution.
King and not a straight swap for
Topi.
That was a masterclass.
Yep.
He could have went for Topi and he could have introduced Liam Bailey at a later time. Or was it that just the fact that Liam Bailey had to come
No, bro, I think that was brilliant. And I don't want to do this, but if we had, say, another head coach, bro, that would have been a Jamal Topi substitution. A centre back went down, alright, next centre back, you're up. No. Let's put in this, you know, defensive central midfielder that is very capable of playing the centre back.
And get our best player on the field.
Like, we're winning this game. You know, we should be dominating this game. We're coming out with full head of steam to put some more behind. Some more goals on the sheet, bro. Like, masterclass from Paul. I'm going to go 8 also.
When he brought on Rolando Aarons, you know, I think Jamal Lowe was ready to come out at that time because we saw Jamal Lowe's game tapering off. And I was like, you know, we could see Rolando Aarons now. I think it's time for Jamal Lowe to get the substitutions were very well managed. To bring on for Devon Williams and Ravel Marston, Ravel could get a standing ovation. Perfectly fine with that. Devon Williams and Jamal Topi at the end of the game, put back Lambert in the midfield because Williams was probably burnt. You know, that's good. You have Lambert in the midfield, a defensive player to see out you, yet you then you bring on the centre back. Whereas Devon Williams is not as good defensively as Lambert is. So, brilliant substitutions. Well handled by Paul Hall.
Yeah, I agree. So 8 from me too. Nice little reason, bro. Yeah, a long one.
But it's a long one.
People, I hope you guys enjoy.
There's a lot to digest. Like, we'd have to critically break down this game, man. You know, so we talk about this. You know, we're back in the studio, so we have to make a bad video same way. You see me? Different kind of vibes, people. Tell me what you think about the new energy. You see me? Tell me how you feel for say this or that sports TV back again in the studio. No more live streaming.
Yeah. Live stream still like dead when it early, but
now this
is the movement.
Yeah, but we have a studio back again. You see me, people?
We that people. No, what I need you guys to do first. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, hit that big red button to subscribe.
We are this close to 2,000 subscribers.
We're going to get there before the win. I think we should get there before the win. Come on, man.
We're this close to 2,000.
And all them can get to 2,000 though.
I'm telling you guys, we would get to 2,000 and fly far past it if each one of you guys can get us 5 subscribers. All you have to do is share the video to at least 5 people and ensure that at least 5 of them subscribe people. Do you know how many subscribers that get us by the end of the day?
What for now, people? So this is That Sports TV.